Whoa, VT1. One of my viewers told me he was struggling with Sakura to become a better player, and he had plateaued at Platinum. And as someone who has muscled through that with Sakura, um, I feel that I can probably give at least a little bit of advice on what he's not using. And he asked it politely of me, so here I am with footage of him playing. Just for the record, this is technically a service I provide, and I could probably do a pretty damn good job of it if you're anywhere platinum or below, giving advice on how you could potentially improve. So if you want to send me some nice long replays, hopefully, against someone who's you're struggling against, um, I will provide some analysis that will hopefully help you. But right here, we've got Sakura, my expertise, my main, and it looks like he's up against a G. The Gs I play, I haven't played Slam Man that much, and he runs BT2 anyway. Most of the Gs I fought I haven't struggled with at all. Almost none of them get any sort of momentum. I don't want to go as far as to say it's a good matchup for Sakura, although there are certain things about it I think are probably good. I'm watching this blind, by the way. I haven't watched it yet. Crookie, yeah, I know. Crookie's back. Isn't it nice? Ooh, look at that. Nothing you can do about that. Well timed. He's getting dashed in a lot. Oh, that what a bad punish. Um, Immediately, he's being very timid after forward throw. But what do you do here? You should never let the opponent forward dash after a forward throw. Pretty much every single character in the game is going to be minus after that. The only one who isn't is V-Trigger Nikali. So he got in there just like on a steal. It's hard if you're if you're not expecting it, you can get opened up really easily. But every time you got a forward throw, you can basically just throw whatever you were thinking about out the window and start thinking about like if they walk in here, I'm not in danger of a throw, so I should probably be blocking. And if they dash in, I can react and hit a button. But you do have to react really quickly. This is match analysis. Dash into button, that can work on anyone. That probably could have been defended. Nice blocking, I guess. Terrible punish, though, low short. As a general rule, as a Sakura player, the single most important thing you have to be ready for is stand short into medium DP, because you get a lot of opportunities for that. And oftentimes you can take something better. Like maybe you'll get a stand short medium DP when you had access to like a back fierce into heavy DP, for example. Um, but just the ability to get this 4-frame button that goes half screen and convert it into a knockdown and be able to punish anything from like a throw attack to a yeah, it's true, some characters dash really quickly. um a throw attack to uh whatever a punishable move or just a whiff punish. Sakura stand short is the god normal and you should be ready for it. Letting a walk-in throw happen. Those are hard to. It's hard to give advice on something where you just get kind of like your reactions just hurt you. No conversion. If you're doing low strong, you should probably be looking for staying short, which he did have an opportunity for there. As G kind of shit the bed on this punish combo. I think he thought he was in. What is that a? That's a medium presidency combo, level 2 presidency. I think that works, doesn't it? I think he just dropped the link. I think there's a stand short here or something. Um, so low strong into nothing. What's the activation normal? Stay around house, that's fine. I think you're plus. I don't remember what the plus frames are on that. You're probably like +4. I don't actually know though. Stay around house, activate on block. This is really far away, so there wasn't much threat of anything, but at the very least it could have been like, stand short fireball V skill or something like that. Anything to start getting some momentum going. Stand short fireball doesn't even combo, but it's a nice block string. What's up with VT1 in this matchup anyway? It's not bad. This is actually a matchup where it does a good amount of work. That was probably still anti-airable. Every time you throw a fireball, if they jump after a certain point, you can still crouch fierce. Okay, nothing anti-air. Knows about it. Can't get the platinum without anti-airing at least pretty well. Ooh, okay. On bad block string. Punish that. That was a punish, he got it. Spotting those -4 things, I think that might actually be -5. Spotting those unsafe things and being able to stand short them is a pretty big deal, but a stand short's like 30 damage, or 40, something. And stand short and uppercut's like 100, plus a knockdown. That's unsafe too, and there's a good punish. Probably could have been a little bit better, but, getting the knockdown is nice, and the corner is nice, and knockdown is especially... Ooh, that was kind of good! Oh, but it was so far away that Tatsu didn't combo. That's really rare that that happens. The back fierce is a really good decision because that's like her farthest range cancel, I think, after staying short. And staying short's, of course, not as, you know. It's really rare that back fierce doesn't come out of Tatsu, though. That's unfortunate. Kind of giving him a lot of ground, but that's not bad. V reversal's good there. Chip out is a big factor, but, you know, only if you get to low enough health you need to use it. Oh, that could have been a conversion to kill. It was hard, though. That was crouch jab, stand short. Would have linked there, and then you would have just been able to kill him. But if you're not watching for that, if you haven't practiced that, it's hard to spot. Crouch fierce. He cannot alter his jump arc except for V skill, which Crouch fierce doesn't get punished by. What happened there? How did he get in all of a sudden? The Crouch fierce is good. You can do a lot of stuff after you Crouch fierce. I'm not saying always do it. I'm not even saying generally do it. Especially against a G with a super. Could make things all really complicated. But after you Crouch fierce, you can cancel it to like a fireball or V skill. And potentially mix the opponent up. But again, if you've got an opponent who's kind of wise to it, it could just be you eating a super. But I've only seen raw Crouch fierces, so I just thought I'd bring it up. So wait, I still missed how he got in afterwards. So random low dash punch that just worked. No, it was random crouch jab that just worked. Letting a lot of tick throws work. That can be really good or really bad. Right now it's really bad. Okay. Just let him walk in. That was like an attempted like stop on the approach, but G was well spaced. I don't know what I would be doing here instead. See, I probably would do a low forward like that, but I feel like I wouldn't get thrown. I think I'd still be ready for that throw tech. But that range, that's probably low forward activate he was thinking about right there. Cool combo. I think it's probably just readiness to do stuff immediately after your moves end. Sakura is our guy. G is so cool. This fade in. Okay, charging fireballs is good against G. That was a nice anti-air. I don't know about that. Got the mix up though. Very nice, very nice. That was probably punishable. I don't know how minus that is. It looked punishable. Very nice. Getting knockdowns is really important on G. That's probably exactly what I would have done, but it probably wasn't optimal. Crouch fierce is probably better. Stand fierce, huh? These fireballs are doing a lot of work, actually. When G doesn't have super and he's in like low presidentiality. Oh, you can't hit buttons after that. That's safe. It's like -2. You can punish it if he cancels into it by doing an EXDP, but he could just not cancel. So it's not a good idea to just EXDP every time. That's fine. Crouch fiercing that angle was kind of awkward. Dashing out is probably what I would have done. I'd throw some fireballs. Holy cow. You got that VT1 active. Just do it. Oh, it's VT2 now. Never mind. This should kill. You don't need my advice for that one. Okay. Down forward roundhouse was like the worst decision ever. Don't lose because of that, please. I really like looking for just jabs and shorts when I'm in VT2. Obviously, your Tatsus go away and get replaced by a much better Tatsu, but your Tatsu pressure changes a lot. But the empty cancels become so good in VT2, especially with low pushback attacks like stand short. Nice. You're getting pressured after you anti-air him. I don't know about that. Stand jab anti-air worked. I like this pressure though. The block strings are kind of good. That jump was okay, but you know, he moved. Crouch jab, 3 frame. That's unsafe. He punished it. That was good. Good awareness of minus frame attacks. Throw some fireballs. No. Yeah. Yeah, I like throwing fireballs. Oh, that was actually a really good punish. Probably DP was good there. As a general rule, Tatsu is a little weaker and has a little bit better momentum than DP. But Tatsu doesn't convert to super, which was maybe something you could be considering there. And it doesn't knock down, which is important against G. So I think he had 0 presidentiality there, but just for the record, I prefer the knockdowns. I prefer the DP combos against G compared to the Tatsu combos. And if I landed a DP there, I probably would have supered even though it wasn't going to kill. Nice block. That's maybe true. More like it can be true. If that was blocked, it was punish. Tricky. You got to jump out sometimes against G. I don't think he's like held up once. Nice combo from the G player. Yeah, I couldn't punish that. Too far away. Okay, got the stun back. Got a little bit of the stun back. Low strong, low forward or something like that would have been good there. Just a block string. Low strong is plus. Yeah, too much. Not punished. Just raw stand short probably would have been better. It sounds... I don't think it mattered there. I think jab still could have been a punish. But jab takes a little bit longer to travel to its max range. Like, jab is 4 frames and short is 4 frames. But if jab is hitting a really far opponent, it takes like 5. It doesn't hit on its first active frame. And short goes the same distance in 4 frames. So that little extra time can occasionally be a deal breaker when punishing stuff. Short has more range immediately, if you know what I mean. That was a punishable, I think. I want to say stand short was going to punish that. It was definitely -5. No conversion. Low forward might have been better there anyway, because it's so far out. There you go. Look at that. Punish the forward spheres. Crookie! Crookie's here! That was a punish. You had to cancel it straight away, though, because it was too far away for a link. A lot of stuff can be simplified a little bit to, okay. That wasn't a punish, but it was cool. I like how you did an EX Tatsu there, but you weren't doing EX Tatsu stuff when he's cornered. Even on block, EX Tatsu is really scary. Ooh, this is good. On a cornered opponent. You don't need to confirm it because it's safe, but it's so rewarding. Back roll is good there. I was going to say don't get thrown, but you did the thing that wasn't getting thrown. But, like, you know, was a mix-up. The overheads. Just react to them. So, Crookie, are you just going to be back now? Is that what's going on? Is this just you? Overall, the anti-airing was okay. You let him play. Probably just more pokes would be alright. Probably more stand roundhouse at mid-range is really good against a lot of G's buttons. Stand short, empty cancel, really good against G's forward movement. Better activation stuff could be a little bit better. Let me think. Probably a few more fireballs would be good. And don't go crazy charging every single one. And then just better conversions on the punishes would get a lot of extra damage. Yeah. Low strong, stand forward, curious. I do that every now and then, but usually just without thinking about it. Before Ibuki has, before Ibuki has a meter, you can anti-air pretty well. Once she got to 1 bar, you have to, like, kind of react to whether she throws an instant EX kunai. If you want to know whether you can punish her. Okay, wow. Not the right combo to be ready for. If you're going to be looking for something like that, you might as well be ready for the perfect op. These walk-in throws are getting you. You got to do something to check that. Stand short will link here. Oh, okay. Okay. Let him out. And punished. It's going pretty close, but certain instances your opponent gets the completion and you don't. So the neutral doesn't look too bad. But neutral's kind of hard to download, like what really good neutral looks like versus what really bad neutral looks like. That's unfortunate, but you know, that's the risk of throwing fireballs, and I don't want to say throw no fireballs. Counter hit, but no conversion from that far out. I like the snare house. It's hard. Neutral is actually really hard against Ibuki. I don't think Ibuki's neutral is as good as Sakura's, but it's good against Sakura. Nice. This Ibuki play is good. Like, I think Ibuki's neutral is above average. Her buttons on the ground are above average. Sakura's are probably, like, maybe not top 1, but close. Okay. Getting the approach was probably the best thing you could reasonably do there, and you got it, so that was cool. Walk and throw stuff. Walk and throw stuff. Walk and throw stuff. No. Okay, that was a button check. Stand short and low jab are your friends to stop that stuff. Probably via reverse would have been okay there too. Sakura gets 2-bar triggers, so via reverse, you know. Okay, could have been a little bit better. Could have been back fierce, but whatever. I think this is good. This is definitely still winnable for Sakura. This is like where she shines. Sakura can make these comebacks every day. Cool. This is difficult. Oh. There's probably something cool you could have done there, but I'll be damned if I know what. This is DP into super. This actually kills. Cool. I think the Ibuki can bypass neutral between the EX kunai and the trigger. Um, but I think if it's a button war, I think Sakura usually wins a button war if it's just raw like normals. But Ibuki can play fair against Sakura in a button war, I think. Whereas Sakura's usually strong there. All right. Oh, that was the link. You actually went for it. You didn't get it, but you went for it. That was nice. The forward counter hit, stand short. You can do that on reaction. These buttons are just a bit misplaced. That crush jab was nice. Stand short there was probably better. Yeah, the opponent's -2 stand short usually is good. You don't have to worry about a 3-frame button. A 4-frame button is fine. Stand jab is actually good too. Stand jab has noticeably more range than crush jab. Ugh, these failed conversions. If that was low short, low jab Tatsu, or better yet, if that was like any other combo to Tatsu. Stand short into Tatsu is really strong right now. I probably wouldn't have jumped, but I understand. I don't know, maybe I would have jumped, to be honest, if it was me. Jump is really strong against V-Skill, and he pulled it out a couple times. Okay, that's fine. It's not a horrible reply to Ibuki's jump. EX Tatsu would have been good there. I know you might want to be conserving the meter, but, that would have been basically death. Okay. I look for EX Tatsu pretty, I'd like to see more forward dashes from you. You're playing real passive, and the opponents are getting their approaches, and you're not really, doing anything about it. Probably the Tatsu was bad there. You don't need to hear it from me. Ooh, this is actually okay for you if you don't get stunned. That's like what you want. Oh, never mind. Oh my god. He's giving you second chance after second chance. Punish that! I would have punished it. This is still winnable. Okay, it's chip out though. Is that a stand tech maybe? Walk back. On the activation, I probably would have done an immediate button, especially a low, and then probably backdashed if it was me. I probably would have just made some distance. On the activation, you've got enough plus frames that you can really force the opponent to block something, which is good for you to get a little bit of recovery time. And then, he used all his kunai, so if you didn't get stunned there, you were down a lot, but you had your trigger active, and he had no good way of getting kunai back. Okay, fireballs are pretty good against Zeku. Low jab a lot on after the hard Tatsu. That's very safe. You don't need to do that, especially not on a character with no reversal ready. Stand strong is 5 frames. It'll beat anything the opponent does. Except the reversal 3-frame armor move, which is not like you have to worry about here. Or a 3-frame invincible move like fucking Ryu hard DP. Jump out was actually pretty good there. Servanos is good. That was a nice little block string there. Ooh, but that wasn't. Damn. That can happen. Certain characters just gotta go right into their DPs or right into unsafe moves really quick. Sakura is kind of one of them. It's not as bad as Kemi. Or Ken. Ken's gotta go straight into fucking DP every single time he wants to do anything, and it's so unsafe. It's not fair. More unsafe than Sakura's anyway. Okay. Season 4 is really balanced, Crook. It's hard to call. It's like you can get a top half and a bottom half without too much difficulty, but a lot of the characters who are strong right now are characters that we're just people are practiced with. I think they are still strong. It's like Ibuki and Akuma are still doing well in tournament, but it's like the Ibuki and Aguma players have had a lot of practice and they're the same players who have always been good. So I think those two characters are strong, but it's they don't really feel super way stronger than everyone else. The balance is super, super good. It's hard to call. It's hard to call. You can call maybe a top 3 and maybe a bottom 3, but everyone else is a question mark. Everyone else you got to do top half, bottom half. I got a little distracted during that round. Let's watch it again. It's that meaty sucking. If your meaties aren't perfect, Sakura has to if you do hard top or hard DP into forward dash, you're +6. If you do an immediate stand strong, or you might be +7. If you do an immediate stand strong, it actually came with. Same with a throw. That might have been unsafe, but stand short, I don't think would have punished it. Cross up would have been great there. That was like a jump where you had to do a cross up anyway. Fade away is really good. I like that you went for that. That's probably Sakura's absolute strongest follow up, despite the fact that she's +2. I like the tick. Uh, yeah, he was plus frames there, I think. And then he just got a little fade away on the throw tech. I don't know. It's hard to call those. It's hard to say like, here's what you did wrong when it's just like hit a random button. Because sometimes it's teching too early, and sometimes it's not teching. More often, it's not teching. There's a mix-up to it where no one can defend themselves properly. Obviously, there's like very precise button timings that'll make it so you can defend yourself more properly. That could have been empty canceled, I think, that stand jab. Don't think that one could have. Crutch Fierce? No. Stand jab. Don't mind the EX fireball there. I think that was cool. Hard Tatsu doesn't really go through anything in this matchup, so I don't like it in neutral. Unless I have a fireball, I usually don't play around with it that much. Charging fireballs is great if they're full screen. You probably could have punished that in some way. That was a good check on the crutch jab. If you did anything else, it would have not worked too, so that was especially good. Okay, EX Tatsu is safe, and it's got a lot of corner carry. You got the throw. That was really nice. I especially like that it was a back throw. You got nothing to worry about with a young Zeku who doesn't have super. Cannot reversal out. You get to push that mix up. You're jumping from ranges. I know he moves forward a little bit during his Koku, but you're jumping from ranges where a lot of time it'd be like maybe do a cross up anyway. You should be watching for that when you jump in. You should have your eye very closely on what they're doing on the ground as you jump. Goes without saying. I don't know if you could punish that. That looked so far away. It's definitely minus a lot, probably like -8 or something, but not. I don't think Sakura can do anything there from that far out. Too far out for this as well. Even with counter hit, it's just way too far. I'll be ready for that stand short. I'm expecting like a run in something. Empty cancel stand short is super good right here. Probably would have beaten that. I'd be doing it so much. I can't believe you're not doing it at all. Okay, that was a nice jump out. I'll be doing it here. I'll be doing it here. There, this probably won. It's hard to see. Oh, okay. You activate pretty late in the match. Or sometimes not at all. You really want it up as soon as possible unless you reverse. Sakura goes from being like a 6 out of 10 character to like a 9 out of 10 character once her VT2 is up, I feel. It's like actually like a great trigger. Oh, okay. DP Ender. I probably would have used super if it was me, but I think that's like something most people wouldn't do. You don't have to worry about putting him into trigger activation because he's going to be in it really quickly anyway. Ooh. Raw sweep just worked. He mistimed his meaty. You got out for it. I don't check with crouch jab that much. I don't think it's bad. I think it's better than what I do. But you have to be ready for the conversions. I usually check with stand jab. I treat Sakura like she doesn't have a 3 from normal. Nice throw. I'd be really looking for an activate. That's not the activate I'd be looking for. You got the combo. That was low strong stand short. You should be ready for that. That's important. You would have literally won there. Low strong stand short, Tatsu, dive kick super. That's a stand short I like. Keep doing it. Just get like kind of close, but don't go all the way. See, you would have stopped that. Could have done it on reaction there. It's good that he used the super for you. I wouldn't throw a fireball though. I'd do nothing. I'd whiff stand shorts. That's good. That's a good fireball. Yeah, like that. Stand short. Keep doing it. You don't believe? This is like where Sakura's. Oh, that was it. That was it. That was low jab stand short. Okay, that's. I like that you're timing him out. Oh, never mind. You're dead. You lose. Okay, never mind. You're in. Cool. Good ass comeback. As soon as it got to like 2, you had to like go crazy trying to get close to him to here. Like you had to make him block anything and then just cancel to DP into super. and he wasn't gonna be able to have time to punish. You just get your chip and then it'd be over. Or you wouldn't even need your chip. You'd just be wasting the time and getting like, you know. Okay. Yeah, these jump ins. That's unsafe. Yeah. Nice punish. You actually had a stand short link there. Accidental medium Tatsu. It's happened to me before. This guy's placing his buttons pretty damn well. I don't like that activate. I sometimes like that activate. You can react to a crush counter. There's no mix-up to it. It's the problem. It's not even that great with a crush counter because you got all that scaling, and without a crush counter, it's just like you'd really rather activate off of EX Fireball or a low forward. Those I've used all of Sakura's activates quite a lot, and I can safely say those are the best too. Those actually have a mix-up component to them. Low forward with throw and EX Fireball. Well, not a mix-up per se, but you can use that one with NP cancels and stuff. Close range EX Fireballs are just quite good. Especially even if they're blocked, they're +2 after forward dash. Okay. Don't let one anti-air dissuade you. You should only get dissuaded after you do 2 anti-airs. Or they do 2 anti-airs. It looks like he probably would have anti-aired you there, so you had better decision making than me. That you could have punished. I like this early activate. This is like when you should activate if you can help it. Oh, stand jab would have been good there. It looks like you're trying to empty cancel. Oh, that could have been a full conversion. Low short, low jab, Tatsu. You look like you're looking for low forward active or low forward Tatsu. But I find that's really not as good as like stand short Tatsu. That's a good DP. You gotta remind people that exists. She's got a meatless uppercut. And if you happen to land it, you know. Ah, that might have worked on me. Yeah, that can be deliberate. Is the thing. Oh, it's over. Um, is you can crouch jab into stand strong. You can use as a bigger frame trap just by waiting for the button. But you know, if you do that, you lose the counter hit link, and the counter hit link is pretty nice. I don't go for that often. I get it every now and then, but I usually don't pursue it. Crouch jab into immediate throw versus crouch jab into stand strong. Overall, probably what was the big issues? The ATR was okay. The movement on the ground was okay. You were too passive. If the opponent is getting a lot of approaches, either you're blocking wrong, which was maybe an issue for the Zeku, but not so much for the other characters. Hi, ominous. Or you're not representing if they're approaching that easily, you're not representing enough of a wall. This is a game where it's really famous for attacks being hard to whiff punish, and Sakura has quite a lot of attacks that are particularly hard to whiff punish, even in this game. Um, so probably something, just more stand shorts, more low strongs, more low forwards. You did you represented them pretty well when you were in trigger. Not even just looking for the empty cancels, although you should have been looking for a lot more empty cancels. But you know, the opponent was more timid because you were more, you know, dangerous with the buttons. But you really weren't putting up a wall of buttons very well, and that's just literally just more stand short, more like whiffed attacks, hopefully with empty cancels inside them. Um, Trigger activate earlier, maybe off of an EX, a random, not random, but like a raw EX Fireball activate is really strong for Sakura. And maybe dash in more, I think, was something that I would do a lot more than you were doing. You were doing a lot of jump in. Dash in is like a lower commit jump in. Like the worst thing you eat from a dash in is almost, well, it can be a lot worse than the worst thing you eat from a jump in. Worst thing you eat from a jump in is usually just like DP super or something like that, which most characters can't even do. The worst thing you usually eat after that is just a regular anti-air, which is like, what, 100 damage? It's like whatever. But it's a lot slower and more reactable. If the opponent's like waiting for something and you dash in, that can really catch them off guard compared to an anti-air, especially if you're using both. And you did dash in almost not at all. I'm gonna say right now that even against really good players, I have like, and in lagless conditions, I have like a very high success rate for low dash and low forward because people don't block low past a certain range. And Even failing that, even when I'm blocked, I'm rarely hit during my dash, and even more rarely am I hit and then is there a conversion. It's like very, in my experience, you rarely get lit up for it. So more dash stuff. Sakura has quite a quick dash. Walking is good too, but of course dashing is more instant. Um, Approaching more and like kind of taking the turn instead of waiting for them to take their turn, I think was one of the really key things that was across this entire video. Is that you're playing a super duper passive Sakura, whereas you could be doing like a really like you could be like pushing your mix up instead of like he's dashing in. All these players were getting a lot of dash stuff or walk-in stuff, and you didn't go for walk-in stuff almost at all. There was a dash. You would get your throws after like your pressure after like a Tatsu dash in, or I mean a DP dash in or a Tatsu into stuff. You didn't do Tatsu into throw very often, but that's not a huge deal. It is important to do that just to represent to force them to actually tech so that you can get the other stuff working. Um, and even if they just let you throw them, that's fine too. Getting throws is okay. It's obviously it's not super duper rewarding, but it's nice. Um, Fireballs and neutral are good. You threw a good amount, but not probably as many as I would have thrown. I know people bitch about fireballs sucking in SF5, and I think Sakura's fireballs are probably frame by frame, frame for frame worse than Ryu's. Um, but they're really good against a lot of characters. Just a lot of characters in this game, especially close range ones. Like maybe don't throw it at a range where Sakura can react with. I mean, Ibuki can react with the X Rida, but there's a lot of ranges where she can't. Probably the overarching thing. Sooner V trigger activations. Maybe mess around a little bit with the anti-air mix-ups. Anti-air, crouch fierce into stuff. But again, it's not like you need to do that to win. But like you should definitely have it so that if you anti-air with crouch fierce and they do a button as soon as they hit the ground, you need a plan against that. You need a plan of action against that. You need something that you can do that'll beat their reversal button after they land from your anti-air. It should be your turn after you anti-air. I mean, granted, you're not going to be next to them most of the time. You're not going to be able to, like, you know, push a mix-up off after an anti-air. The game isn't programmed like that for most characters. Um, but hopefully you can get, you can at least, like, prevent them from immediately using it to make more pressure for them. But sooner activates, better activation sequences. A lot of your activates were just on block. So I'd like to see, dash in stuff into maybe low forward dash into low forward activate is like a combination of several things I was just mentioning, and I have a ridiculous success rate with it. More dashing, uh, conversions was like a thing, but your conversions were like about what I would expect from a fucking plat sock. You got a lot of the stuff, but you missed stuff here and there, and like the stuff you missed was often hard. It's often really hard to pick up counter hit, low jab, stand short on reaction. But you definitely should have been getting the low strong stuff. Like that's easy, that's free. If you're going for low strong at all, you should think about like the link. That should be on your mind just for hitting the button. That's about it though. That's all I can recommend. Do all that.